Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello everybody, I'm Darryl Howerton. This is Women's Sports Cards, and today I want to talk to you about grading. Last year I was a big endorser of HGA. Thought they put out the most beautiful slabs. They came back in a somewhat timely fashion. If it was 60-day service, you got it back in 60 days. If it was 30-day service, you got it back in 30 days. The price was really good too. Started off at $28, went up to $25, but it was always great bang for the buck. I thought they had the best grading. The grading was spectacular. You had your sub-grading, so if you had a less than expected grade, you saw why. And if you had a great grade, you also saw all the reasons why, because of the subgrades. I just thought they had the best job with the, whatever you want to call it, AI intelligence grading, just the way they did. They were also rookies. Remember, last year was their first year they came out. So I wholeheartedly called them the best grading company out there in their Rookie of the Year season. They were also the MVP in my book. But don't get me wrong, I thought SGC also had a great year. They had economical prices. They even had faster delivery times, sometimes coming back within a week or two, weeks before they were supposed to. So it was just a phenomenal year for the grading companies all around, outside of PSA, who of course had a PR disaster. I mean, granted, they are the GOATs of graders, and they still have that #1 status among most people even today. But for 2021, I think even the biggest PSA fan would say that was their skipped season. That was their debacle of a year. And they're still rebounding from this year. They're probably not going to get back to normal service until October. So I don't expect 2022 to be much better. So that being said, HGA should be primed to be the top company again, in my humble opinion. And I mostly look at it through the perspective of women's sports cards. So granted, that's only 0.1% of the industry, and anybody else who collects sports cards out there, they're not going to have the same perspective I am, because that's basically 99.9% of the industry. And most respect to all you people. You have more years in the business than I do. I've only come back after a year after being a big collector in the 70s and 80s as a child. And, so I have that background, but I don't have the current background that most of y'all have. But from my perspective, for what I collect, women's sports cards, there is no doubt in my mind HGA was the best in 2021, and SGC was a competitive #2, and nobody else was close. CSG was new on the scene, so they gave a good effort. Beckett was out there, but they were worse than PSA as far as customer relations goes, and delivery times, and having millions in the backlog. And of course, we all know about the travails of PSA. So I think it's not going out on a limb to say that HGA was the best and SGC was too. This year, I'm sensing a little turning of the tide. I've got noticed, and this has been going on for weeks now, months now, that HGA keeps on falling further and further behind in their grading attempts. Right now, I was supposed to have back a 60 business day delivery, which basically equates to 3 months, something I submitted in mid-November and was expecting in mid-February, just a 9-card submission from HGA. When I checked it this week, it hadn't even got past the scanning stage. Yes, they have received it. I've noticed that for months they haven't checked off in the received section, but they haven't scanned it. They haven't come close to grading. And when I asked them about it, to their credit, they responded within 24 hours and explained that they're facing a 47 to 55 business delay on whatever the expected time of delivery was. So if I'm expecting a 60 business day delivery, basically just double that. So a 3-month delivery could come out as long as 6 months from now, or 6 months from mid-November when I got it. So it ain't coming this month, mid-February, and most likely I'll hopefully have it by mid-May unless other delays creep up. That being said, SGC, I'm not hearing those same delays. I'm hearing those cards coming back, as promised, as expected. So people have been gravitating to them by the, hundreds of thousands every week, and wow, I shouldn't break down the numbers like that. But when I look at the gem rate deep data services they do, the detailed surveys and all that type of stuff, they have better numbers, and I can't quote them offhand because I didn't prepare to talk about it like I am right now. But check out GemRate, and they have a very good detailed dissertation on how SGC is stealing a little bit of PSA's market. And of course, in relative comparison to the top 3 business companies when it comes to Beckett, SGC, and PSA, the new companies like HGA, who I love, and CSG, who's also new on the market, they have a minuscule percentage of that population. We're talking 1-2% of the current cards that are getting graded, according to the numbers that come out by GemRate. So that being said, it looks like SGC is, after 2 months, a month and a half of this season, they're looking like they could be the front runners for MVP in the card grading service right now. Obviously, it's too early to tell, but they've gotten out the gate strong. We're hearing that PSA is not going to get back to normal till September, October, according to their PR services, PR releases. We're not hearing anything from Beckett, so we can't count them in the game. CSG is a new company, still getting their footing, and some people like them better than HGA, but the results I've seen, I like HGA a lot better. But the news that I've been getting with their delays from, now expanding out to 47 to 55, when 2 months ago the delays that we're hearing were more like 3 weeks, it's not getting much better. So that being said, I would have to say that we're, I'm not ready to hand over the MVP trophy to SGC just yet, but I do recognize they're getting out the gate strong, and just wanted to make a video saying as such. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. God bless you.